How do you fight over 200 raiding knights and mages, especially when some of them can disappear and instantly reappear up to 30 tiles away, even through walls? With the mod SD Bridges Continued, you can dig up water, dig shallow water, then dig deep water, creating an impassable cell that cannot be destroyed. Use this to create a moat. Some argue it makes raids too easy. I argue, I want a castle. Castles have moats. Besides, it takes a long time, which means you'll get plenty of close-up raids in the meantime. The first two phases are 84 work each, and the last phase is 167 work per cell. Note, they have to be dug in order. Think of it like a research tree. The moving water options still allow pawns to move through them, but very slowly. Even though it says impassable on them, moving water is still passable. If you want to reverse the process, just reverse the steps you took, then add a foundation base and a platform. You can build a single or a double wide drawbridge and control it with a click, or magic, I meant to say magic. You can control it with magic. Cavalry spikes don't snap like spike traps do, which makes them great for a killbox. I designed mine with one entrance and two pathways they can choose from, each with their own exit into no man's land. I use the doors on my side to control the flow of the enemies. You can build a smaller, medium, or a larger version of the same idea. If one side is beyond repair before your next raid, you can just switch to the other side. Cheap stone barricades are my preference because they get destroyed less than fences. I place doors aligned with the barricades for safely looting the killbox afterwards. Optional, if things look too hectic, 6 wooden barriers burn quickly and can heat up a killbox to a high enough temp to give enemies debilitating heat stroke. Use it as a sort of self-destruct button for your killbox. You'll only be left with the things that didn't burn. Not great if you want the loot, great if you had no other choice. Which brings us to no man's land and the shooting range. I hope you measured the range on your best bows. I want my enemies to exit the killbox if they make it through, within range of my farthest reaching vertical bows. Castle wall embrasures only allow vertical bows to be shot through them. Also spells, so gunpowder weapons and crossbows won't be usable from behind their cover. Measure your strongest vertical bows and that's how long your no man's land should be, from behind the embrasures to where the enemies first come into line of sight. That way you can start plucking them before they get a chance to fight back. The more distance enemies need to run across no man's land means the more time I have to stick them with arrows and spells, so be on the lookout for bows with long range. Trenches are handy in no man's land to slow down enemies even more. They come in dug trenches and reinforced trenches. Castle walls are very strong, at a cost of 20 bricks per wall. Castle wall embrasures cost 15 bricks per wall and are weaker to breaching weapons and explosions. 3 pawns can shoot out of an embrasure at one time, so I usually build the shooting range wall like this. Wall, embrasure, wall, wall, embrasure, wall, wall, embrasure, wall. Melee pawns at the entrance of the shooting range waiting for anything to make it across no man's land. You can place melee pawns wearing shield talismans behind the embrasure to give the enemies something else to shoot at while the melees aren't fighting yet, giving their magic shield a chance to deflect enemy arrows and spells away from your archers.
Fireballs. Oh god, Agadasin.
Dragons are great for controlling the doorways from the killbox in the no man's land too. I like them for this because they can force enemies into melee combat and do a lot of damage, and if they get overrun, they can just fly to fall back to a safer position, rather than have to run like other pawns. Plus they're tanks.
Alright.
More on dragons, sentinels, golems, elementals, and other creatures that can help defend your castle later. Another reason you want this distance as long as possible is to avoid enemy pawns with lassos. Lassos will snatch your pawns from behind embrasures and it's really annoying. To avoid this, don't let them get any closer than the lasso's range. Regular lassos have the shortest range of 10 cells. Devil Strand lassos are runner-up with 18 tiles of yoink ability, while Hyperweave lassos reign supreme with a whopping 24 cells to pluck your pawns from safety. The only defense against them is to spot them early and take them down before they get ya. Or dig a moat. Also make sure to turn off auto lasso and assignments so we don't accidentally invite a tough melee specialist behind our front line. Could be useful though if you want to grab that one good enemy for recruiting before they reach the edge of the map. If they're still making it across no man's land, this is where you smash them from above with a rooftop. Use this mechanic to your advantage. Build a column in no man's land. Make sure its rooftop doesn't attach to any other walls. Corner to corner roofing is okay, they're not attached. When the enemies are beneath the rooftop all bunched up and ready to get squished, destroy the column from far away and drop the whole roof on top of them. It does a ton of damage and it is a huge sigh of relief if enemies are getting that close. You can build them in succession too. I call it the pancake. Crushing at least 5 bad guys. Let's see what happened there. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oh, it looks beautiful. It's like a little heart of death. There was a lot more I wanted to cover. However, it is my duty, as an honest purveyor of RimWorld information, to tell you that these mods require their modders to update them to version 1.6, which most of them will do in time. If you want to, you can always revert back to the beta version 1.5 to play them. I'll have to wait and see what gets updated before going any further with medieval and magical RimWorld mod stuff. I'll always do my best to answer any questions you might have. Until then, I invite you to join me in the stars when Odyssey is released. I'll be learning and sharing all I can about it as soon as I can. Thank you for all the support. It makes me really happy to help people enjoy one of my favorite games. I'm still a small YouTuber, so I gotta ask. If you can, hit like, ring the bell, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Cheers, boys. Take it easy. Oh, I see the other guys on the mini-map attacking. Alright, I think the meteor is done. Almost. All 3 in 1. Oh my god. Hit him. Come on. Meteor, meteor, meteor. Come on. Holy shnikes. There's the meteor. Alright, everybody undraft and go back home. Oh, buddy. Alright. Everybody get back home.